and gentlemen, before we do begin the ceremony this afternoon, I do have one very, very special question to ask, and that is, who gives this woman to be married to this man?
I do.
Thank you, sir. If you'd like to give your daughter a kiss. She's officially but not really given away. If you'd all like to take a seat, thank you. Well, a very good afternoon, I think, just about everyone. And on behalf of Cheshire East Registration Service and, of course, Alexander and Rebecca, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to you all to the fantastic surroundings here at Petherton Castle on this very special occasion, the day of their marriage. My name is Becky, and it really is my pleasure and privilege to be conducting the ceremony for you both today. My colleague and fellow registrar here, beavering away behind me, by far has the most important job today. This is Yvonne, of obviously ensuring everything goes according to law, but also preparing that all-important marriage certificates. Today, though, is the start of a new and a very exciting chapter in the lives of Alexander and Rebecca. And I know that today has involved a fair amount of planning and preparation to bring us all here. But we all know, of course, that marriage is more than just the wedding day. It's about your lives together once the celebrations are over. Marriage is a journey, an adventure, where each of you will love, care for, and support each other, and form a circle of love that gathers in your whole family. And as family and friends, you've all been invited here today to share with Alexander and Rebecca on this joyous occasion, and to give to them your love and support, not only for today, but for the rest of their married lives together. So to begin those pesky legal bits and bobs, I'm going to ask you both to confirm your full names for me. So Alexander, if I can start with you.
German Alexander Higham-Whittle.
And Rebecca.
Rebecca Davis.
This place in which we are now met has been duly sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriage. If any person here knows of any lawful reason why Alexander and Rebecca may not be joined together today in marriage, you should declare it now. No?
Good stuff.
Before you do pledge yourselves to each other here today in marriage, it is my duty to remind you both of the solemn and lasting character of the vows that you're about to make to each other. Marriage, according to the law of this country, is the union of two people, voluntarily entered into for life, to the exclusion of all others, but much more than this. Marriage is intended to provide the love and friendship, help and comfort that both of you may need in times of joy and hardship. Marriage is a deep and lasting commitment. And I'm now going to ask each of you to declare in turn that you know of no legal reasons why you should not be married here today. I'm just going to do it fast. By tradition, Alex, you get to go first, so you just repeat it after me. Okay. I do solemnly declare.
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
of any lawful impediment
why I, Alexander,
may
not be joined in matrimony
to
Rebecca.
Rebecca.
Are you ready? Yeah. I do solemnly declare that I know not of any lawful impediment why I, Rebecca, may not be joined in matrimony to Alexander. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in the ceremony, a bit of a well-earned rest, I think. And I would like to invite Adam forward, who's prepared a reading for us this afternoon. Thank you, Adam.
This reading's from Les Miserables by Higham-Whittle. You can give without loving, but you can never love without giving. The great acts of love are done by those who are habitually performing small acts of kindness. We pardon to the extent that we love. Love is knowing that even when you are alone, you will never be lonely again. And great happiness of life is the conviction that we are loved. Loved for ourselves, and even loved in spite of ourselves.
See marriage as the promise of hope between two people who love each other, who trust that love, and who honour one another as individuals, and who now wish to share their future together. When two people join together and bond their lives, it is because they're certain that they've found that something special. They will build a life together, and as long as their determination stays with them, this life will always be their hope, their dream, their truth, their being, their inspiration and source of strength. These two people will face life together, encouraging each other's dreams and forgiving each other's faults. They will become one, ultimately creating a marriage that will grow into infinite love. Alexander and Rebecca are now before us here today in your presence, for in each other's company they have found their own happiness, fulfilment and love. They now wish to affirm their relationship in your presence and ask for your guidance and love as they start their new married life together. So I'm going to get you to turn and face each other for me now and hold hands. We're going to make some very special promises to each other now that will form the basis of your consent to marry today. So Alexandra, if I can get you to say to Rebecca. Rebecca, today I promise.
Rebecca, today I promise.
To spend the rest of my life with you.
To spend the rest of my life with you.
I will be faithful and honest.
I will be faithful and honest.
I will share with you my hopes and dreams.
I will share with you my hopes and dreams.
I will always be there when you need me most.
I will always be there. Oops, say that again. When you need me most.
And will respect and support you.
Will respect and support you.
As we go through life together.
As we go through life together.
Okay, Rebecca, if I can ask you to make a similar promise for me. Alexander, today I also promise.
Alexander, today I also promise.
To spend the rest of my life with you.
To spend the rest of my life with you.
I will be faithful and honest.
I will be faithful and honest.
I will share with you my hopes and dreams.
I will share with you my hopes and dreams.
I will always be there when you need me most.
I will always be there when you need me most.
And will respect and support you.
And will respect and support you.
As we go through life together.
As we go through life together.
While the institution of marriage must be entered into freely, voluntarily, and with the full and unreserved consent of you both. Therefore, I ask, do you, Alexander, take Rebecca, here present, to be your lawful wedded wife?
I do.
Good answer, And do you, Rebecca, take Alexander, here present, to be your lawful wedded husband? Another well-earned rest now, I think, ladies and gentlemen. And I would like to invite Ashley forward to the second reading this afternoon. Thank you, Ashley.
Sonnet 116 by William Shakespeare. Let me not to the marriage of true minds impediments, Love is not love which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. No, it is a never fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. It is the start to every wandering bark whose worth's unknown, although his height be taken. Love's not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error and upon me prove, I never writ, nor no man ever loved.
I'd just like to take a moment now, if I may, just to talk briefly to you both about marriage and what it represents. So marriage is a desire by two people to share themselves and their experiences with each other, and also a willingness to accept each other for who they are. Marriage means making a commitment to developing cooperation, friendship, and mutual respect. It calls for honesty, patience, and of course a sense of humour. Marriage is where each partner cares for the other and supports them in all that they do. It demands courage, the courage to be open, the courage to grow and change, and the courage to sort out together the tasks of everyday living. Marriage requires closeness, but also distance. The closeness of a couple growing together, but enough distance to allow each partner to be an individual. A good partner in such a marriage will be loving and caring, but above all, a best friend. When two people pledge to love and care for each other in marriage, they create a spirit unique to themselves, and this binds them closer than any spoken or written word. Marriage is a promise, a potential, made in the hearts of two people who love each other, and it takes a lifetime to fulfill. Well, a few moments ago, ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy to say that Alexander and Rebecca did in fact agree that they would quite like to marry each other. They will now say the vows in your presence today that makes that agreement legal and binding. So face each other again for me. And in the presence of your family and friends here today, Alexander, if I can get you to say, I call upon these persons here present to witness that I, Alexander, do take thee, Rebecca, to be my lawful wedded wife. I will love and care for you, honour and cherish you, whatever the future may bring. Okay, Rebecca. I call upon these persons here present to witness that I, Rebecca, do take thee, Alexander, to be my lawful wedded husband. I will love and care for you, honour and cherish you, whatever the future may bring. Well, Alexander and Rebecca have chosen to seal their marriage today by the giving and receiving of wedding rings. A ring is, of course, an unbroken circle. It has no beginning and no end, and therefore perfectly symbolises everlasting love. It's also the outward sign of the lifelong promises that they're making to each other here today. You do seem to have a very keen record. That's what we like to see. Rebecca, all that I have, I give to you.
Rebecca, all that I have, I give to you.
All that I am, I share with you.
All that I am, I share with you.
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love
as a symbol of my love
for today, for tomorrow,
for today, for tomorrow,
and for all the years to come.
and for all the years to come.
Please wear it as a sign of my love
Please wear it as a sign of my love
and as a notice to the world
and as a notice to the world
that you have chosen me
that you have chosen me
to be your husband.
to be your husband. Get the gift of the right one. Thanks, Joe.
Alexander, all that I have, I give to you. All that I am, I share with you. I give you this ring as a symbol of my love for today, for tomorrow, and for all the years to come. Please wear it as a sign of my love and as a notice to the world that you have chosen me to be your wife. Can you pop that all the way down? Well, Alexander and Rebecca, you are now at this, the start of your new married life together. Do treasure that trust and treasure the responsibility, and may the feelings of love that you two so obviously have for one another here today deepen and grow ever stronger throughout the years to come. You have both made the declarations that are required by law, but much and more importantly today, you've made some very, very special promises to each other. It does therefore give me the very, very greatest of pleasure to say that you are now husband and wife. Alexander, you know what to do. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Alexander and Rebecca have now got that all-important job of just coming to take a seat over here with your board, checking and signing those legal details. If I could ask you to just remain seated for us for a little while longer whilst we do this, but please do feel free to chat amongst yourselves and of course enjoy the beautiful music.
Beautiful.
So if we have one item.
Because I've already got it. I promise I'll only keep you for a few more moments. I know that you've all got some super important celebrating to be getting on with, and I'm sure you'll all be keen to congratulate the new happy couple, and it is really warm in here, isn't it? So I will keep it short, I promise. Firstly, to you both, it really has been such an honour and a pleasure and a privilege to be here with you both today, and I know that I speak on behalf of both myself and Yvonne when I say that we wish you all the love and the happiness for your future married life together. To all of you, please make sure that they have the most fantastic afternoon and evening here at Petherton Castle. I think it should be a good party, I think so. Now, obviously, you know that confetti's being handed out, and I have just been asked by the venue just to ensure that we're keeping it inside, and I am reliably informed that it does make for a much better shot if we throw up and not at. So without further ado, and confetti at the ready, if I could ask you all to please